And then next we have Gonna Get It. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy. Well, I heard the whole remix album, by the way. Steven sent me it for review, and I gotta say, very impressed by it. I
Awesome.
completely blown away by it. It's very good.
Cool. Thank
But
you.
yeah, the thing I really liked in Gonna Get It was that the screams, kind of like your signature yell or whatever, was still included in all of it, and that
That's good. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
all your little noises and little things you do, I think those are really cool. A lot of fans really like that too. Like the
Awesome. Yeah. Exactly. Cool.
yeah. So, and then I think this song really sounds like a remix on Reloaded. It's like a futuristic version of the song, where you would think the song would go next. I think the demo really hit it on the head with that. It sounds,
Awesome.
really good.
Thank you so much.
And then, so the next one we have Trip Around the World, which of
Mm-hmm.
course is the first song that we heard from the entire project, back last year, the original version.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are over a year later from release. Do you feel that, that was the best choice for the first single? I mean, how do you feel about that song now, a year later?
I don't know if anyone really knows what the first single should be or shouldn't be. I mean, you can always look back and say that you'll do something different, but who knows? I could have put out my best. I could have put out Voodoo first, and it could have no one would have heard it. You want to make the best choice when you can in the moment.
Hmm.
So, I think it. Yeah, I loved the video. I loved doing that in New Orleans. I thought it was awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not. I don't regret my choice. My choices with Voodoo or how I went about it.
Oh. Okay, so then we have Hurricane Girl, the
Mm.
next track. What's the meaning behind the song?
Hurricane Girl is just about a way I was feeling inside. Like I just had a hurricane inside.
Mhm.
Like I thought everyone was an idiot but me. I was pretty young too. I think I was like 21. So, yeah, but that's pretty much what it was about. Just feeling very frustrated with people and feeling very like no one was listening to me. And that's how that song came to be.
Okay, for Superstition, the next track, I think this is a really underrated song, actually. I don't think a lot of people give it the credit it deserves. I think it's a very good song.
Thank you.
But I mean, a lot of people do give it the credit, but I think the whole album, I think a lot of people should, really. I think this is one of the really good songs.
Hmm.
But for the difference from the Voodoo and the Reloaded edition, it's extended by a minute. It's probably the longest changed track. I mean,
Hmm.
so what was? I mean, I guess demo probably added it. Or
Demo,
decided,
more dancey. I think he's thinking more international with that song. More
Mhm,
clubs, more like
mhm,
dancing, more kind of like international. And I think he did a good job with it.
mhm,
I was really impressed with Superstition too. It's one of my favorites on the remix album.
mhm. I think the album it's got a really nice balance of, some of the songs are, you can tell, kind of for a club, some are for radio, some got a more rock vibe. I mean, there's just a lot of different tastes for people to really connect to, I think.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Next we have LA Made Me, and
Hmm.
and the original, it starts off sort of, I guess, angelic like, and then it hits
Yeah.
you with it's like you come to LA and you think it's this cool place, and then you find out, the secrets and, the troubles, and I guess
Yeah.
assume that it's kind
LA
of about
Made Me is
it.
about my experience in LA for sure. I mean, the lyrics pretty much explain exactly. Feeling like you have to sell your soul. LA made me do it. I think and I think that song's kind of universal for people too that have experienced LA in that way.
Hmm.
Um, but that was a fun song to write. I was really into Michael Jackson at the time.
Hmm.
I don't even know if that has anything to do with it, but I loved like the I know, I know, I know, I know. I thought that was really kind of like weird.
Now, one of the questions, I know it's kind of silly, but for the song is, a lot of people are wondering, you kind of have a censored word in there. People were wondering if it really was what we thought it was, and why you didn't just go ahead and
Right.
say it,
Why
because
didn't I say it? Well, there is a censored word in there, but I didn't say it because people get the message anyways, and I'm not one for like profanities on a
yeah.
regular basis. So I thought I could give the inflection of
Mhm.
the word or like the feeling of the word, but I didn't have to actually say the word.
Yeah,
I'm trying to set an example, you know.
yeah, people were
People,
curious if maybe if it was your choice or if you were told not to say it or just a silly
well,
question, but
right. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind. I think it's okay to go there sometimes in songs. Just depends on the context.
Personally, I think it would have been really cool to have you saying it, but just
Right.
me. But
Hmm.
yeah, so the last song is Taker, and the original and of course the Reloaded, it's a very raw, emotional song, I think, with incredible lyrics.
Mm.
And I believe you said that was written before you were on Instant Star when you were like in a teenage age.
Yeah, Taker was written with Chicago and Running with the Devil in the same time frame.
Hmm.
And I think I was like 19.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I was doing Instant Star. I was thinking it was in like the last season, second to last season of Instant Star. And I was back in Vancouver from Toronto for about 2 months. And I wrote it in the basement.
And people were calling this sort of your Taylor Swift song that you were talking about a past relationship and you were in the wrong and now you're apologizing. Is that the correct way to interpret the song or?
Um, yeah, exactly. Well, kind of. It's about just being a taker, but being expected to just that's okay. Take me back. Deal with it. It's kind of about like I don't know. It's a pretty um I think a lot of people make I think a lot of people think that way. I think people make excuses for their behavior, you know, and I think taker's kind of like an alter ego in
Mhm.
a sense. It's, you know, I don't know. I think there's something in that song that's like everyone kind of wants to be a badass.
Mhm.
So I wanted to write a song like that. Yeah.
And on the Reloaded version, there's like a army drill sergeant type thing going on, talking in the
Mhm.
background, all that. Whose idea was that, and what's the meaning with that?
That was Demo's idea. The army. I thought it was cool though, because I like that. I like
Mhm.
stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, those times that I fought in the war. It brings me back to that time. Just joking. No, I think it's like I think it's awesome. It's another one of my favorite on the Reloaded album. I think he brought it to a place I didn't expect him. It's so different in the like driving acoustic sound of Taker
Hmm.
that he totally changed it, and I respected what he did.
Hmm.
Cool.
And I totally forgot about the what was the Look at Those Eyes you did recorded by the pool on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, that was a really cool cover. I think a lot of stuff when you got your YouTube channel, you've really been putting up, a lot of cool, interesting things. And talking about
Thank
that
you.
video, not only did it sound cool and it was really cool, but that guy in the pool in the
It was
background,
awesome.
yeah. Did you know he was in there, or did he just like come in, or?
No, he just kind of came in, just showed up, joined the party, you know, and started swimming, and it was great.
Awesome. All right, well, that is about it then.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this too.
No problem. Thank you. It was
Yeah,
great talking to you.
you too. And if you
I'm
could,
excited to see. I'll tweet it.
okay, thanks.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.